Hi John, just to let you know your site's ready for testing and ready to go live tomorrow. Yes. What happens if I get hit by a bus? So that was my attempt at humour, and as you can probably tell, I'm not very good at that. So welcome to my screen and voice. I'm going to tell you what I do for clients who ask me, what shall I do if you get hit by a bus, or if you disappear, if you get ill. So I'm going to show you what I do for my WordPress clients. I'm trying to keep this in the context of WordPress. I do run managed servers, and there's an entirely different topic on doing server level backups, but this is the bare minimal kind of approach to take when you want to do what is reasonable to safeguard your clients' code bases, databases, and to show your clients that they can trust you and that you trust them. And so what I'm going to do is talk to you about two things. In principle, there are a plethora of backup plugins available for WordPress, and although I will be talking to you about Updraft Plus today, I'm not pushing that product at all. I'm not an affiliate, and I don't benefit from sending people to Updraft Plus, but I've decided to use Updraft Plus. And so when my client has a website built, I will install Updraft Plus Backups and Restore. Now, just doing that by itself isn't really good enough, because typically what people do is they install Updraft Plus, they click this big button that says backup, they see the backup in this list, and yay, everything's good. But it's not, because if the server falls over, so does the backup. And so this really is no kind of disaster recovery at all. What you really need to do then is to start to think about off-site backups. So in other words, putting that critical set of files, data, and everything you need to rebuild that website quickly and swiftly, putting that onto a third-party storage. And what you can see here on this is a ton of options. Your client might have a Dropbox account. Brilliant. So then you can tell the client, if you like, we can send your data and your site and your WordPress backup directly into your Dropbox. You can use Google Cloud Storage, Google Drive, WebDAV, and I'll go into that separately. And any S3 compatible offsite storage. So typically people think about AWS and Amazon services there. But the point I'm making is you've got all these destination types that you can send backups to, including email. Now, I can't imagine a 200 gigabyte file arriving in someone's inbox being a welcome thing, but if the site's a 1 megabyte backup, or a couple of megabytes backup or whatever, the client would be perfectly happy to receive a copy in their email. But anyway, so you've got a ton of choice. You can choose various plugins and you can choose various destinations, but make sure you do use an off-site destination. And so I'm going to now tell you what my choice is, and I love Hetzner. Hetzner is a German organization in the EU zone, which means that you are not breaching on GDPR. I mean, obviously there's more to it than that, but essentially you're ticking one of the main boxes in respect of not moving sensitive customer information in and out of the EU zone. So Hetzner being an EU organization with EU data centers and actually very, very good privacy record. I'm very, very much in favor of companies like this. So the biggest thing here is the cost per storage byte. And obviously, if you have one client or two clients, then it's not a big issue. But once you start to accumulate, 100, 200, I've got 250 clients that I'm managing. And then at that point, backup storage costs money, and that impacts on your margin, and it's an ongoing cost. So the pricing is just unreal if you think that you can get a terabyte or even like 2 terabytes of storage for €11, €12. The value is tremendous, and you can scale up to a terabyte, 10 terabyte storage account, which we're currently sitting there around 5 terabytes, and that's based on us taking a daily backup and keeping it for 30 days across 200 and odd sites. That gives people so much backup, it's unreal. So that aside, have a look at Hetzner. Why do I like Hetzner? It's because of the connectivity options and price. I'm looking at the storage box configuration page. So I'm logged in. I can see 36 gig of 100 gig storage boxes used up here. I can essentially enable various transports, and the transport I've enabled is Samba support, and that's, I'm going to show you this now. So Samba support allows me to use the add network location option on Windows, and then create a mapped network drive to the backup. And that's like gold to your client, to the concerned client who's worried about where's my data and where's my files when you disappear. There's nothing nicer than to say it's right there on your desktop. Double click it and here's all your files. Here they are, it's there, and every day they can see the latest set of files appear in their backup location, and that's an amazing effect on the client who feels disconnected from that data and sort of stuck. Now, there's absolutely no reason not to drop into their shared drive a Word document, and that Word document can explain where to go to set up a WordPress site and how to use Updraft to restore their website. Okay, and it's dead simple actually. So if they set up a WordPress site somewhere else and install the Updraft Plus plugin, all they need is a single file. So this is a bit of a jumbled video. I'm not trying to teach you how to use Updraft Plus. I'm just talking about the mechanics. But essentially, Updraft allows me to export a settings file. So the settings file contains the username, password, FTP location, all the stuff that the customer needs on their new, empty, brand new, fresh WordPress site. All the client needs to do is import that settings file, click on this backup and restore option, and then rescan remote storage, and then the backup set will appear. These are hourly database, every 4 hours I do database backups. But these here, the bigger backups with more options, they click restore, and that's their site back up and running. Now I send clients a document explaining to them that they can go to, GoDaddy, Heart Internet, whatever, and spin up a cheap hosting account, get an installation of WordPress done in a click, and how to, you can cover that with a simple document. Now compare that with not doing that, and there's a mile of benefit to the client to have that. I had, when I first had to deal with this situation, I had concerns that I'm basically showing my customer how to leave me. I'm giving them their backup. I'm showing them how to migrate away, and if I did that across every client, I had a fear that I'd lose a proportion of my clients. But the truth of it is that this isn't offered to absolutely everybody. I have various clients with variously different sized investments in their WordPress. I've got clients that are making more than £1 million a year off their brilliant WordPress site, and this kind of backup is just an absolute no-brainer. I've got a couple of mummy blogs that haven't been updated since 2015. And so I always talk to the customer about that decision. Are they going to, be interested in this offsite storage? And if they are, they're most likely willing to pay a little bit extra for it because of that benefit. If they're not willing to pay a little bit extra for it, then obviously financially that they're not bothered about being covered. So anyway, the storage costs are minimal. You can store hundreds of sites on a €10 a month storage account, and it gives you that safety net. So I know this is just like a kind of top-down look at how I've done it, and the takeaways being, you could use a premium plugin like Updraft. I decided to get it because I can buy unlimited licenses for the pro version, and that way when I contact my clients or pitch business, I can automatically by default give them a Updraft Plus, all bells, all whistles version of the plugin free of charge as such, because it's already covered by my unlimited license plan. So I chose to do that so I can put the Updraft badge on my sales page and say you get this free, and essentially I picked Hetzner because it's very low cost and really, really reliable, and you can supply mapped network drives where the customer literally receives their backup onto their device. So it costs a few pennies per account to give them that backup capability, and the reward you get from the client because of that trust it's worth it. So if anyone wants me to go into a full setup, going into the exact details of setting up the FTP and installing the plugins and how I configure the accounts and so forth, then let me know if that's of any interest. Other than that, I wish you a nice rest of your day, and I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.